We are well met, my friends, in this place tonight, though some of us are strangers to each other.
The many paths that led us here will mingle and unite as we walk down the same road together.
And so when the music starts, open up your heart, let it soar like a lark in early morning.
Sorrow, care, and fear tonight have no place here. They shall all soon disappear in the sound of singing.
This crowded age we live in gives us little time or choice. Small, simple dreams are often derided.
But tonight we shall sing in a common human voice, and tonight we shall be not divided. So for these few hours at least, let your spirit be released. May you find peace, if peace is what you're seeking.
The frantic, ceaseless roar of the world outside our door shall this night fade before the sound of singing.
And so when the music starts, open up your heart, let it soar like a lark in early morning.
Sorrow, care, and fear tonight have no place here. They shall all soon disappear in the sound of singing.
And so when the music starts, open up your heart, let it soar like a lark in early morning.
Sorrow, care, and fear tonight have no place here. They shall all soon disappear in the sound of singing.
Huzzah!
Cheers, Amanda.
Thanks, David. Thank you all for being here through all the time that we have been running Sharps in Isolation. Looking forward to hearing everyone sing this evening. You all know how it works. I'm not going to tell you how it works because you all know. And Steve Suffet, you're our next singer, followed please by John Roberts.
I just unmuted myself. Everyone hear me? Good. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines where the sun never shines, and I shivered the whole night through. In the pines where the sun never shines, not even my mama knows. In the pines where the sun never shines, and I shivered when the cold wind blows. You cause me to weep, and you cause me to mourn, and you cause me such misery. And the last words that I heard you say were, please sing a song for me. You could sing along as long as you're muted. In the pines where the sun never shines, not even my mama knows. In the pines where the sun never shines, and I shivered when the cold wind blows. Your daddy was a railroad man, died 1.5 miles from town. His head was found in the driving wheels, and his body it never was found. I wish to the Lord that I'd never been born, or I died when I was young. I'd never seen your pretty young face, nor heard your lying tongue. In the pines where the sun never shines, not even my mama knows. In the pines where the sun never shines, and I shivered when the cold wind blows. One last time, ready? In the pines where the sun never shines, not even my mama knows. In the pines where the sun never shines, and I shivered when the cold wind blows. My Girl, also called In the Pines, also called Black Girl, traditional Appalachian, circa 1910 to 1920. I'll put it up in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Great to hear that. A great rendition. Okay, John Roberts, good to see you here this evening. Looking forward to what you have to offer. And Stacey Ross, could you follow John, please?
Thank you. I thought I'd get the death count started. So, got to find a note for this one. Yampa. Come, young and old, and lend an ear to a lovesick maiden in deep despair. Her heart was light, but her courage did fail when her true lover went down in the Nightingale. My parents were of a high degree, my true love not so rich as they. They sent a press gang which did not fail to press my love on board of the Nightingale. One night as I lay a-sleeping in my bed, my true lover's ghost appeared to me, and this he said: Weep, yes, weep, but weep to no avail, for your true lover went down in the Nightingale. The 16th day of December last, the wind did blow a most horrid blast. A captain cried, my boys, be brave, prepare yourselves for a watery grave. The wind did blow and the sea it did roll, and we prayed to the Lord for to save our souls. The deck stove in and the timbers did fail, and down to the bottom went the Nightingale. The deck stove in and the timbers did fail. What a dismal end to the Nightingale. Go tell your parents they may bewail for the loss of your true lover in the Nightingale. As I awoke in an awful fright, it being at the hour of 12 at night. I saw his ghost standing cold and pale, just as he went down in the Nightingale. He spoke to me in lamenting cries, in the Bay of Biscay my body lies, to become the prey of the shark or the whale, with my drowned companions in the Nightingale. One night as I lay a-sleeping on my bed, my true lover's ghost appeared to me, and this he said: "Oh, weep, yes, weep, but weep to no avail, for your true lover was drowned in the Nightingale." Thank you. The Nightingale, I learned it from the singing of Helen Schneyer of Washington,
Yay.
D.C.
Wonderful woman.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff, John. Stacey Roth, you are next, followed by Bob Wakeling.
All right. Well, I've decided to try something completely out of my wheelhouse and learn it yesterday. So here goes. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just... I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this old heart of mine embraces the whole day through. In the small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
Hey. Okay. Lovely. Terrific stuff.
Lovely.
Lovely stuff, Stacey. Over now to Bob, followed by Pelagie Crofton.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right. I've chosen this because it's short. It's probably one of the shortest versions of Bogle, and it's recorded, I think, probably by John Howson, but I'm not absolutely sure, from Suffolk in 1983, sung by Emma Briggs. And it finishes with a nice little truism. Oh, mother, mother, make my bed. Make it soft and hollow, for my young man have died today, and I must die tomorrow. Father, dig my grave. Dig it deep and narrow, for my young man have died of love, and I must die of sorrow. These two are dead and in their grave, they're buried with each other. How happy these two might have been if they had loved one another. Thank you.
For a ballad, over in a flash, Bob. Not heard you do that before. Thank you. Okay, Pelagie followed by David Kidman, please.
The right way round, Amanda. Okay. Here is the train to Glasgow. Here is the driver, Mr. McIver, who drove the train to Glasgow. Here is the guard from Donnybristle, who waved his flag and blew his whistle to tell the driver, Mr. McIver, to start the train to Glasgow. Here is a boy called Donald McBrain, who came to the station to catch the train, but saw the guard from Donnybristle wave his flag and blow his whistle to tell the driver, Mr. McIver, to start the train to Glasgow. Here is the guard, a kindly man, who at the last moment hauled into the van that fortunate boy called Donald McBrain, who came to the station to catch the train, but saw the guard from Donnybristle wave his flag and blow his whistle to tell the driver, Mr. McIver, to start the train to Glasgow. Here are hens and here are cocks, clucking and crowing inside a box, in charge of the guard, that kindly man, who at the last moment hauled into the van that fortunate boy called Donald McBrain, who came to the station to catch the train, but saw the guard from Donnybristle wave his flag and blow his whistle to tell the driver, Mr. McIver, to start the train to Glasgow. Here is the train. It gave a jolt, which loosened a catch and loosened a bolt, and let out the hens and let out the cocks, clucking and crowing inside a box, in charge of the guard, that kindly man, who at the last moment hauled into the van that fortunate boy called Donald McBrain, who came to the station to catch the train, but saw the guard from Donnybristle wave his flag and blow his whistle to tell the driver, Mr. McIver, to start the train to Glasgow. The guard chased a hen, and missing it fell. The hens were all squawking, the cocks were as well. And unless you were there, you haven't a notion the flurry, the fuss, the noise and commotion caused by the train, which gave a jolt and loosened a catch and loosened a bolt, and let out the hens and let out the cocks, clucking and crowing inside a box, in charge of the guard, that kindly man, who at the last moment hauled into the van that fortunate boy called Donald McBrain, who came to the station to catch the train, but saw the guard from Donnybristle wave his flag and blow his whistle to tell the driver, Mr. McIver, to start the train to Glasgow. Now Donald was quick, and Donald was neat, and Donald was nimble on his feet. He caught the hens and he caught the cocks, and he put them back in their great big box. The guard was pleased as pleased could be, and invited Donald to come to tea at Saturday at Donnybristle, and let him blow his lovely whistle, and said in all his life he'd never seen a boy so quick and clever. And so did the driver, Mr. McIver, who drove the train to Glasgow. By Wilma. Thank you.
Thank you, Pelagie. David Kidman, you're up next, followed by Tara, please.
Right. Nothing whatsoever to do with the train to Glasgow, this. But it's my way of saying farewell to Sharps in Isolation. And thanks to Amanda, and thanks to everybody who I've met on this session. for a fantastic time. This is a song which I was given by Tom Reid, who actually wrote it not terribly long ago, and I promised I'd sing it for him. So here we go tonight. Farewell, Shanty. Take me out beyond the harbour, heave away, me boys, lay me down in peaceful waters, haul away, me boys, haul away, boys, all together, where the wind blows free. I will sleep in peace forever in the deep blue sea. Farewell, Kate and Sue and Sally. Heave away, me boys, and all those rogues down Bloodbone Alley. Haul away, me boys, haul away, boys, all together, where the wind blows free. I will sleep in peace forever in the deep blue sea. I have sailed the 7 oceans. Heave away, me boys. But now my body's bent and broken. Haul away, me boys. Haul away, boys, all together, where the wind blows free. I will sleep in peace forever in the deep blue sea. Somewhere there's a sailor's heaven. Heave away, me boys, where shipmates meet in bright lit taverns. Haul away, me boys, haul away, boys, all together, where the wind blows free. I will sleep in peace forever in the deep blue sea. So take me out beyond the harbour, heave away, me boys, and lay me down in peaceful waters. Haul away, me boys, haul away, boys, all together, where the wind blows free. I will sleep in peace forever in the deep blue sea. Tom Reid.
Okay.
Well done, David. Well done, Tom. Well done, Tom, for suggesting that David sing that. Over now to Tara, and after Tara, let's have David Jones.
Yeah, so David just took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say, yeah, thanks to absolutely everyone. Sharps has been absolutely wonderful. Something I didn't realize I was missing, and has completed my life. So thank you, Livy and Dave Kidman and Sue and all the singers and all the people who come along to be the audience, because they're heroes too. And especially, of course, Amanda, you're an absolute superstar. And it's just been wonderful. So here's my thank you. Thank you, Sharps in Isolation. I have put the words in the blah blah next door if you want to sing along, or you can sing the Ray Davies version as well if you want. So here we go. Thank you for the nights. I want to do it lower. Thank you for the nights. Those Tuesday nights, those lockdown nights you gave me. I'm thinking of the nights. I won't forget a single one, believe me. I bless the light that of my fears relieved me. Now lockdown's through, I hope that you won't leave me. Nights I remember all my life, nights where there's joy to banish strife. You gave me life, before I found you there was something missing. Now it's all right, I have the songs, the laughs, the reminiscing. I wish tonight were not the last time. Nights will be long with you in Storrow far away. So I'll keep thinking of the nights, those Tuesday nights, those lockdown nights you gave me. I'm thinking of the nights. I won't forget a single one, believe me. I bless the light that shines on you, believe me. And though you're gone, we'll find a way to meet again, believe me. Nights. Thank you.
Yay!
Hey, bravo. Right. Fabulous, Tara. Fabulous. Okay, David Jones now, followed by Jim Lucas. Are you with us, David? Because we cannot hear you if you
Yeah,
that's
press
better.
that little thing. I should have learned that by now. But anyway, thanks, Amanda, Livy, and David. It's been wonderful what you've all done, and I hope I can get across and be in Sharps proper very soon. This is a little song that we all learned over here from Richard Masters, a shape note singer from North Carolina. And I think maybe, I think I brought it to England. I taught it to Johnny Collins, I remember. Time has made a change since my childhood days. Many of my friends have gone away, and I know my friends can plainly see. Time has made a change in me. Time has made a change in the old home place. Time has made a change in each smiling face. and I know my friends can plainly see. Time has made a change in me. In my childhood days, I was well and strong. I could climb the hillside all day long, but I'm not today what I used to be. Time has made a change in me. Time has made a change in the old home place. Time has made a change in each smiling face. And I know my friends can plainly see. Time has made a change in me. And when I reach my home in that great somewhere, many of my friends will wait me there. Free from pain and care, I will ever be. Time has made a change in me. Time has made a change in the old home place. Time has made a change in each smiling face. And I know my friends can plainly see. Time has made a change in me.
Bravo.
Lovely, David.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely as ever, David. Jim Lucas, you are next, followed by Bob Bosson. Except Bob usually needs a lot of warning, so I may need to revisit that.
Okay, I'm going to do a couple of tunes. Am I coming through okay, or do I need to cut the video?
That's fine.
Okay, I'll start again.
Thank you, Jim. Good to have an instrumental interlude, which will be followed now by Bob Bosson and then by Martin Neal.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Am I coming through clearly? I ask
Yes.
because the internet has been spotty here the last bit. I won't say all the thank yous in the interest of speed, but this has been lovely for me. And since this is the last song I'm going to sing, I thought about it, and I thought I should sing this one. This is the most traveled of my songs, I think, despite the fact it got very little radio play for reasons that will shortly be obvious. But Pete Seeger sang it in the States, and I found out Sandra Kerr was singing it in England. I didn't know that. I just found that out not too long ago. Very quickly, I wrote it in 1974 it's based on a true story. In those years, the mayor of the town of Pacifica, California, would come to the local high school where they would have a special assembly of just the girls, the female students, at which he would recruit them for the Miss Pacifica pageant, part of the Miss America stream. And in 1974, this is what happened. Girls, as the principal of Terra Nova High School, once each year it's a pleasure for me to introduce you to the mayor, city of Pacifica, to say a few words about our annual queen, who'll be, said the mayor, a very lucky maid to represent Pacifica to all of the state. And who could go on to be Miss California or even Miss America herself? I expect to see some volunteers when one girl rose, and without any fear she said, Mr. Mayor, show us the length of your cock. Are you hung like a beaver or hung like a bear? Now let me check the weight of your rocks, so we can have a standard by which to compare. You men, don't worry if it's very, very slender. The personality is as important as a member. Drop your trousers and make the news, or don't judge lest we judge you. The girls watched the teachers who were checking out the principal, who glanced at the mayor, who looked at his shoes. Ha ha, said the mayor, then excuse me, Mr. Principal, I just remembered I got something else to do elsewhere. But before he could leave the school, the girl came forward, holding out a ruler. The mayor took off like a kite in the wind when she started singing again. Show us the length of your cock. Are you hung like a beaver or hung like a bear? Now let me check the weight of your rocks, so we can have a standard by which to compare. You men, don't worry if it's short or bent or slender. The personality is as important as a member. Drop your trousers and make the news, or don't judge lest we judge you. Now, girls, as the principal of Terra Nova High School, I called you back to say these words. A girl has been suspended for the rest of the semester on account of the behavior of which you've all heard by now. It was a blow to Terra Nova's name. We believe in freedom, but license is not the same. The women's liberation may be partially true, but there's never an excuse for being rude. Some girls clapped and some girls booed, and all the other girls just sang this tune. They sang, show us the length of your cock. are you hung like a beaver, hung like a bear? Now let me check the weight of your rocks, so we can have a standard by which to compare. You men, don't worry if it sits a bit off center. The personality is as important as a member. Drop your trousers and make the news, or don't judge lest we judge you with no pants on. Don't judge lest we judge you and find you wanting. Don't judge lest we judge. Throw away your rulers and your ribbons and such. And don't judge lest you be judged without a shirt.
Wow.
Well, Bob, that is certainly a memorable chorus. I was not expecting that. Okay, Martin Nail is next, and then Jacob, please.
Right, I've been through a great mental list of songs to sing, and I've been very indecisive, but I've come back to the Copper family in the end. So I think I've sung several in the last few weeks. So here's another song from the Copper family. These words were composed by Spencer the Rover, who travelled Great Britain and most parts of Wales. He had been so reduced, which caused such confusion, and that is the reason he went on the rove. At Yorkshire near Rotherham he had been on his rambles. Being weary of travelling, he sat down to rest. At the foot of yonder mountain there runs a clear fountain, with bread and cold water himself did refresh. It tasted more sweeter than the gold he had wasted, more sweeter than honey, and gave more content. But the thought of his babies lamenting their father brought tears to his eyes and made him lament. Now the night fast approaching, to the woods he resorted, with woodbine and ivy his bed for to make. There he dreamt about sighing, lamenting and crying. Go home to your family and rambling forsake. On the 5th day of November I've a reason to remember, when first he arrived at home to his family and wife. They stood so surprised when first he arrived, to see such a stranger once more in their sight. His children came around him with their brittle prattling stories, with their brittle prattling stories to drive care away. and now they're united like birds of one feather. Like bees in one hive, contented they'll stay. So now he is a living in his cottage contented, with woodbine and roses growing all round the door. He's as happy as those that's got thousands of riches. Contented he'll stay and go rambling no more. Stones of the Rover.
Good man.
Always good to hear that one, Martin. Okay, over to Jacob, and Jacob will be followed by John White, please.
Okay, so last time I sang a song from one Polish castle I have a tendency to visit. Tonight I'm gonna be singing another song from another Polish castle where I have been down and I am a witcher. And the group I've been down there with, last time we was down there, we were in forests and we met a bard. And the bard had sadly lost his lute. So the group I was with, we decided, let's go find it. And we ended up finding it. And because of that, he ended up making a song for us called The Seeker's Tale. So that's the one I'm going to be singing. They call me the Seeker, I'm cunning, strong, and shrill. I'm fighting hordes of monsters that no human hand could kill. For I'm a witcher, and who knows what danger I might cross. Just know that witcher's wandering, but never shall be lost. I have a bag of potions, I have 2 swords on my back. I fight alone till days are gone, well known off the beaten path. So if you see me on your path, be sure to have no fear. Toss me a coin, I'll make the monsters disappear. They call me a seeker, I am cunning, strong, and shrill. I'm fighting hordes of monsters that no human hand could kill. For I'm a witcher, and who knows what danger I might cross. Just know that witcher's wandering, but never shall be lost. I am a fearsome warrior, I'm protector of the weak. But they be calling me a stray, a mutant, and a freak. So if, my friend, you would not mind another pour for me, 'cause this might be the last time you'll ever see me be. They call me the Seeker, I'm cunning, strong, and shrill. I'm fighting hordes of monsters that no human hand could kill. For I'm a witcher, and who knows what danger I might cross. Just know that witcher's wandering, but never shall be lost. I have a book of knowledge, most potions, monsters, and the like. And if you think that makes me weak, I be ready for the strike. So keep your mind sharp as well, and you will be prepared. Slaying hordes of monsters, except those to be spared. They call me a seeker, I'm cunning, strong, and shrill. I'm fighting hordes of monsters that no human hand could kill. For I'm a witcher, and who knows what danger I might cross. Just know that witcher's wandering, but never shall be lost. They call me a seeker, I'm cunning, strong, and shrill. I'm fighting hordes of monsters that no human hand could kill. For I'm a witcher, and who knows what danger I might cross. Just know that witcher's wandering, but never shall be lost.
Thanks, Jacob. It's been good having you join us these last few weeks. Okay, John White has been with us all the way through, I think. He's
Yes.
our next singer, followed by Kathy Dent.
Yes. Well, Amanda, as most people know, I'm the oldest inhabitant of Sharps, and so I think I'm entitled to express everybody's appreciation and thanks to you for running the evenings. And may I say also, Amanda, with such tact and such enthusiasm, I'm sure a lot of people are going to start have a great folk career, which has been very much helped by your comments. Anyway, here's a song that many of you will have heard if you've been at Sidmouth in the sing-arounds, where that lovely singer-songwriter Ian Woods used to run the lunchtime sessions. Ian grew up in East Anglia in Suffolk, and like many rural parts of England, it hadn't changed much since the days of feudalism, because there was a local lord of the manor who owned all the woods and so on, and who was a local magistrate and was very fond of sending people to prison if they picked up a rabbit or a pheasant that somebody had knocked off in the woods. So here's his song about poaching hooks and nets. When the night sky is dark and the moon dimly shines, I'm off to the fields to feed my wife and mine, with me hooks and me nets and me little flashlight. I'm wandering abroad, it's a fine poaching night. Now the pheasant, he sits in the branches so high, so I mark his old places as I'm passing by. Then back with me wires, me little flashlight, bag him and wander home in the moonlight, with me hooks and me nets and me little flashlight. I'm wandering abroad, it's a fine poaching night. Now a little old partridge would be such a treat, but you have to tread quiet, they sit so tight. One step too near, they're away with their din, and I've no wish to waken the fine gentlemen, with me hooks and me nets and me little flashlight. I'm wandering abroad, it's a fine poaching night. Now boil them all up with potatoes and swede. Tell me what more could a village man need? With me pipe and me pint in the pub I'm all right, and I'm free to go wandering in the woods any night, with me hooks and me nets, me little flashlight. I'm wandering abroad, it's a fine poaching night. Hooks and nets.
Well done.
We love you, John.
We do indeed. Great song as ever, John, and thanks for your kind words. Okay, over now to Kathy and Marty Stock. Could you follow Kathy, please? Oh, that doesn't sound good at all, Kathy. We can hardly hear you. Is there something you can sort? Better? It's not very good.
Any better?
It's a bit better. Give it a shot.
Okie dokie. I'll have to sing close to the mic. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Now The sun it does decline. For the beer and for the wine, let us leave the thoughts astray from the world and from the day. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. We bring tales from history, love and war and mystery. We can lead you from despair, or can chill the darkening air. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. You can choose to pass it by with a cruel, scornful eye. We shall see the ending through, then we'll turn and say to you, dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Sing this with one.
Where did you heard that from? What?
Thanks, Kathy. Slightly strange sound effects as if you were underwater, but anyway, you weren't. Okay, over now to Marty Stock, followed by Pete and Maggie.
I'm going to sing my most folk processed song. It has elements of the original by a minstrel singer, Dan Emmett, and Aaron Copland, and the American singer, Debbie McClatchy. Anyway, Boatman Dance. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, floating down the river, the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, floating down the river, the Ohio. Boatmen dance, the boatmen sing, boatmen do most anything. When the boatman gets on shore, spends his cash, then he works for more. Dance, boatmen dance, dance, boatmen dance. Dance all night till the broad daylight, home with the gals in the morning. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, sailing down the river on the Ohio. The boatman is a thrifty man, none can do as the boatman can. Never saw a pretty gal in my life, but that she was a boatman's wife. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. Dance all night till the broad daylight, go home with the gals in the morning. Hi-ho, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. The boatman is a thrifty man, as none can do as boatman can. Never saw a pretty gal in my life, but that she was a boatman's wife. Went on board the other day, see what the boatman had to say. There I let my passion loose, crammed me in the calaboose. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. Dance all night till the broad daylight, go home with the gals in the morning. Hi-ho, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. When you go to the boatman's ball, dance with your wife or not at all. Sky blue jacket, tarpaulin hat, look out boys for the nine-tailed cat. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. Dance all night till the broad daylight, go home with the gals in the morning. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, sailing down the river on the Ohio. When the boatman blows his horn, look out, old man, your daughter's gone. Stole my sheep, stole my goat, put 'em in a bag and took 'em on the boat. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. Dance all night till the broad daylight, go home with the gals in the morning. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatmen row, floating down the river, the Ohio.
Hey.
Thank you all.
Marty, well done for the folk process. Okay, Pete and Maggie next, followed by Chris Lamb.
Right. Okay, we've each got a song, and I decided to go back to my roots. And one of the first performers I ever heard in a London folk club was Tom Paxton. So this is a very old Tom Paxton song, and apparently you can now hear it. Possibly can confirm they like it. It's very popular in France, but they've translated it into French, so Tom had to learn his song again so he could sing it in France. Well, rambling around this dirty old town, singing for nickels and dimes. Time's getting tough, I ain't got enough to buy a little bottle of wine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober? Let me alone, let me alone. Let me go back and start over. Well, little hotel, older than hell. Dark as the cold in the mine. Blankets are thin, but I lay there and grin, 'cause I got a little bottle of wine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober? Let me alone, let me go home. Let me go back to start over. Well, aches in my head, pains in my bed. Pants are so old that they shine. Out on the street, ask the people I meet, won't you buy me a bottle of wine? Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober? Let me alone, let me go home. Let me go back to start over. Well, a teacher will teach, and a preacher will preach, and a miner will dig in the mine. I ride the roads, trusting in God, hogging me bottle of wine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober? Let me alone, let me alone. Let me go back to start over. Let me go back to start over.
Thanks, Pete. Don't forget to unmute Maggie before you start off.
Hope it's not cheating. I am recruiting him to help me out. What everyone said, thank you all so much, especially the admin. Yeah, we have played this here before. It's a plea, it's a song, it's an invocation too much that is mightier than me. Do not cast us out into isolation, far from the friends we long to see. And this dark glass has become my window, and shadows of loneliness scuttle out of sight. When I hear your songs and see your faces, all these little boxes are a circle of light. The picture freezes and the sound is interrupted. Time staggers, there is no denying that the internet's about to sever the lifeline, and I feel my spirit sink and panic rising. For this dark glass has become my window, and shadows of loneliness scuttle out of sight. When I hear your songs and see your faces, all these little boxes are a circle of light. Sometimes we are numb or overcome with emotion as we navigate the hazards of each day. But as our little boats are bobbing on this ocean, we cheer each other's voyage in this way. For this dark glass has become my window, and shadows of loneliness scuttle out of sight. When I hear your songs and see your faces, all these little boxes are a circle of light. We can't hear each other when we sing together. This is nobody's first choice. But how I would grieve for what I would be missing, could I never see you more or hear your voice. For this dark glass has become my window, and shadows of loneliness scuttle out of sight. When I hear your songs and see your faces, all these little boxes are a circle of light.
Wonderful.
Good stuff. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful, Maggie.
Oh, Maggie, it brought a tear to my eye. That's lovely. Chris Lamb is next, followed by Riggy Racken.
Okay. Ewan MacColl wrote his final farewell song, The Joy of Living, in 1986. And ever since hearing him give it its first performance, I've always believed that he wrote both the words and the music. But I've discovered very recently that, in fact, he wrote the words, but he borrowed a tune from a 16th century Neapolitan folk song. And I'll put details of that and a link to recordings of the Italian song in the chat. Farewell, you northern hills, you mountains, all goodbye. Moorlands and stony ridges, crags and peaks, goodbye. Glitter far, farewell, Coolbeg, Scawfell, cloud-bearing Sultan. Sun-warmed rocks and the cold of bleak, close frozen sea. The snow and the wind and the rain of hills and mountains. Days in the sun and the tempered wind and the air like wine. And you drink till you're drunk on the joy of living. Farewell to you, my love, my time is almost done. Lie in my arms once more until the darkness comes. You filled all my days, held the night at bay, dearest companion. Years pass by and they're gone with the speed of birds in flight. Our lives like the verse of a song heard in the mountains. Give me your hand and love and join your voice with mine, and we'll sing of the hurt and the pain and the joy of living. Farewell to you, my chicks, soon you must fly alone. Flesh of my flesh, my future life, bone of my bone. May your wings be strong, may your days be long, safe be your journey. Each of you bears inside of you the gift of love. May it bring you light and warmth and the pleasure of giving. Eagerly savour each new day and the taste of its mouth. Never lose sight of the thrill and the joy of living. Take me to some high place of heather, rock and ling. Scatter my dust and ashes, feed me to the wind, so that I may be part of all you see, the air you are breathing. I'll be part of the curlew's cry and the soaring hawk, the blue milkwood and the sundew hung with diamonds. I'll be riding the gentle breeze as it blows through your hair, reminding you how we shared in the joy of living.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
Everyone's trying to make us cry now. Ricky, I don't know if you will as well, but that's up to you. Okay, Ricky followed by Phil Edwards.
So I figured I'd do the song I sang the first time I sang at Sharps, not in isolation, in reality, or whatever we called that back then. Oh, my name is Patty Leary. I was born in Tipperary. In the hearts of all the ladies there, I am a thorn. And come the break of morning, it's they'll be forlorn, and for I'm off to California in the morning, with my bundle on my shoulder, fast as no man could be bolder, though I'm leaving dear old Ireland without warning. For I've lately took a notion for to sail a briny ocean, and I'm off to California in the morning. There's a girl named Kate Malone who I had hoped to call my own, have children on our cabin floor adorning. My heart is sad and weary, how can she be Mrs. Leary if I start for California in the morning? With my bundle on my shoulder, there's no man could be bolder, though I'm leaving dear old Ireland without warning. For I've lately took a notion for to sail a briny ocean, and I'm off to California in the morning. One that told me I must leave this place, I tried to keep a cheerful face, show my heart's deep sorrow I'm scorning.
For the tears will surely blind me, for the friends I leave behind me, when I start for California in the morning. With my bundle on my shoulder, faith as no man could be bolder, though I'm leaving dear old Ireland without warning. For I've lately took a notion for to sail the briny ocean, and I'm off to California in the morning. Oh, my name is Patty Leary, I was born in Tipperary, in the hearts of all the ladies there I am a thorn in. Come the break of morning, it's they will be forlorn, for I'm off to California in the morning.
Yay! Hurrah! Well sung.
Yeah, well sung.
We'll hear you playing that at Sharps in real life at some point in the not too distant future. Okay, Phil Edwards next, followed by Paul Steele.
Okay, this is a song about sing-arounds and hopefully for sing-arounds. I wrote it a few years ago, but I wrote the words a few years ago, but I've had a bit of trouble getting a tune to fit it, so I think I've just about cracked it now. And it goes like this. Sometimes a stranger comes to sing and joins the room where we're playing. We listen to the song they bring and hope they'll end up staying. For we have all been strangers once, we've all stood waiting in some doorway, waiting for our turn to come, hoping they'll sing it our way. So strangers come and friends remain, new voices with old voices blending. Though friends must go, still friends remain. The song, it has no ending. So all who hear can hear our song. The song goes on, the song goes on. From year to year the voices ring. The song goes on. Old songs won't fade from every heart, old friends won't ever be forgotten, as long as we can play our part, the song goes on. There was a time when people sang as readily as blackbirds calling, at work, at play, at dawn of day, and when the night was falling. We cannot say we know those times, there's nothing now can bring us near them. But we can say we know those songs, and we still can hear them. So old songs fade, new songs remain, new voices with old voices blending. Though old songs fade, they still remain, the song need have no ending. So all who hear can hear us sing, the song goes on, the song goes on. From year to year the voices ring, the song goes on. Old songs won't fade from every heart, old friends won't ever be forgotten, as long as we can play our part, the song goes on. Perhaps life is like a song, the passing years like verse and chorus, gone all too soon, remembered long, an inspiration for us. A life, a song well sung, a life well spent, can help us as we make our way on, and we may follow where they went, and let their music play on. And singing through the changing years, new voices with old voices blending. Though friends must go, they still remain, may their song have no ending. So all who hear may hear us sing, the song goes on, the song goes on. From year to year the voices ring, the song goes on. Old songs won't fade from every heart. Old friends won't ever be forgotten. As long as we can play our part, the song goes on. Old songs won't fade from every heart. Old friends won't ever be forgotten. As long as we can play our part, the song goes on. The song goes on.
Nice one, Phil.
Wonderful choice. Well sung.
Great choice, Phil. Thank you. Okay, over now to Paul Steele, followed by Chris Locke and Ian Toopling.
The ending catches people out, I've noticed on Zoom, so you'll know when I finish because I'll put the guitar away. There's so many things that we could have done, and there are so many songs that we left unsung, and there were so many tales that we could have spun, but youth is wasted on the young. So many ties that we left undone, and there were so many fights that we might have won, and there were so many times we were only a pawn, and youth is wasted on the young. And it was never my intention to try to capture your attention so sweetly, completely for so long. Youth is wasted on the young. So many hours that we spent all alone, and there are so many minutes that have come and have gone, and there were so many dreams and now there are none. Youth is wasted on the young. There are so many nights that turned into dawn, and there were so many landscapes so bleak and forlorn, and there were so many futures, and now there are none. Youth is wasted on the young, and it was never my intention. No, never, never my intention to try and capture your attention so sweetly, completely for so long. Youth is wasted on the young.
Outstanding. Lovely, Paul. Yeah, great stuff. Okay. Chris and Ian, apologies, Ian, if I pronounced your surname wrong. I've never pronounced it before at all. But Chris and Ian, could you finish the first half, please? And then we will have very brief Sharps-related parish notices and a short break. But in the meantime, over to you, Chris and Ian.
Thank you very
Lovely.
much.
Thanks
Hi.
very much.
Nice to see everybody.
Yeah, why didn't we find you earlier? There again, one of those things. This is a song we put together ourselves a few years ago, and it's just about the demise of the Shire horses, the work horses, really. And it's written from the point of view, it's written from the young horse dreaming about what has been passed down to it, of what happened, sort of. A lot of us remember the 50s when we had really deep snow and sunny days and all the work that the workhorses did on the land. It's called Clydesdale Stream. I better quiet down. You told me to be quiet, didn't you?
Is it very loud? It sounds loud in
Is
my
the
ear.
guitar sound very loud?
All right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, me grandfather told me such stories of life, hot summer days and of snow deep and wide. The work of the horse teams out on the land before the machine took a hand. Now at the weekends they dress me in ribbons, dust off me bonny grey coat. Me brasses and harness, they shine in the sun as we dazzle our friends at the show. And sometimes I dream of the brown earthen lines folding out from the plough. The birds as they follow the furrow along, and the autumn sun lighting the clouds. In my dreams I imagine the sound of the chains and the ploughboy's voice loud and clear. The first frost that glistens on the new earth, a sign that winter is near. Now at weekends they dress me in ribbons and dust off me bonny bay coat. Me brasses and harness, they shine in the sun as we dazzle our friends at the show. And sometimes I dream of the fresh smell of hay and the mower blades clattering their tune. The warmth of the first summer sun on me back and the slow rising arc of the moon. In my dreams I imagine the fields turn to gold and the wheat sheaves stacked in long rows. The farm lads and lasses laughing out loud as the wagons and horses head home. Now at the weekends they dress me in ribbons and dust off me bonny bay coat. Me brasses and harness, they shine in the sun as we dazzle our friends at the show. Man's hunger for progress has taken its toll, and they've no use for us now. 1,000,000 workhorses have gone from the land, and the tractor is pulling the plough. But sometimes I think that I'm harnessed and yoked, and taking my place with the team, working as nature intended me to. Then I wake, it was just Clydesdale's dream. Now at the weekends they dress me in ribbons, dust off me bonny bay coat. Me brasses and harness, they shine in the sun, as we dazzle our friends at the shows. Now at weekends they dress me in ribbons, and dust off me bonny bay coat. Me brasses and harness, they shine in the sun, as we dazzle our friends at the show.
Clydesdale's dream. Wonderful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Love that. Love that.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff, Chris and Ian. Great way to finish the first half. We want to get on to the second half as soon as possible. So I said in the chat that we will just have parish notices about sharps. If you have anything else, please put it in the chat, because it can take quite a lot of time. So that means we're having a parish notice from Livy and something from David Kidman as well. So over to Livy first, I think.
Okay, I'd just like to add.
Hi, Amanda. I did make it back in time. I'd just like to say briefly, this has been a wonderful year or so that I've spent here. I think I've made most of the sessions, and I really hope I can live up to the standard that we've been setting here, and maybe if I get to England, I'll be able to see you folks in person. So this is a Paul Simon song that has a mention of England, and it talks about the kind of weather that we have on the West Coast in Vancouver. Like a memory it falls, soft and warm, continuing, tapping on my roof and wall, and from the shelter of my mind, through the window of my eyes, I gaze beyond the rain-drenched streets to England where my heart lies. My mind's distracted and diffused, my thoughts are many miles away. They lie with you when you're asleep, and kiss you when you start your day. And the song I was writing is left undone. I don't know why I spend my time writing songs I can't believe, with words that tear and strain to rhyme. And so you see, I've come to doubt all that I once
I stand alone without belief. The only truth I know is you. As I watch the drops of rain weave their weary paths and I know that I've been like the rain, there but for the grace of you go on. Paul Simon, Kathy Sykes.
I don't know how much of that you got. That was a thank you to Charles. Over to Jan and Phil, and they'll be followed by Tim Radford, please.
Yes, we would like to endorse all the thanks that have come to Sharps and particularly to Amanda for all the brilliant songs over the last few months. Thanks to you all. This one has a chorus, which we will start off with. So sing together one and all, and raise the glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. Soon the morning sun will arise, and dawn will bathe the skies. There's time for just this parting song before we say goodbye. So sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. We've shared our stories, yours and mine. We've shared our hopes and fears in memories of distant youth. We both roll back the years. So sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. The ever-turning fateful wheel must cause our ways to part, and bringing untold mysteries, another day will start. So sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. For from endings come beginnings, from the old shall come the new. We'll hope for tomorrow, we'll see our parting through. So sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. So sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time.
Bravo! Woo!
Always good to have you with us, Jan and Phil. Okay, Tim, it's over to you now, followed by Tamsin Try.
Good afternoon from here, from Massachusetts. And again, I want to echo what everybody has said about thanking everybody for putting together this little bit of a lifeline to us in the sticks. I'm going to try and sing a song I haven't sung for some years because I haven't been able to sing it. So I'm going to try and put on my blank face and sing this song. Please join in. I know that Amanda has sung this here before, and so has my friend Marty Stock. In fact, he got the song from me in the first place. So here we go. It's Sycan's Here's My Home. Good friends from whom we now must part, where are we bound? Your hands and voices lift my heart. Here is my home. Come darkness, come light. Where are we bound? Come morning, come night. Here is my home. For those who work in harmony, where are we bound? Can learn to live in unity. Here is my home. Come darkness, come light. Where are we bound? Come morning, come night. Here is my home. If we can join ourselves in song, where are we bound? Our hearts will live when we are gone. Here is my home. Come darkness, come light. Where are we bound? Come morning, come night. Here is my home. The spirit that finds music here, where are we bound? Will sing forever in the air. Here is my home. Come darkness, come light. Where are we bound? Come morning, come night. Here is my home. Wonderful.
Hey. Hello, Tim.
Lovely, Tim, as always. Tamsin is next, followed by Wendy Luncheon.
This is Let Her Go Down by Steel I Span. Sometime in October, we sailed from England's shores, and we sailed into a raging storm like I'd never ever seen before. And all of the crew, they were brave men, but the captain, he was braver. He said, never mind the ship, me boys, there's none of us here can save her. Let her go down. Swim for your lives. Swim for your children. Swim for your wives. But let her go down. Just let her go down. Lost in the open ocean, there was some of the crew and me. When the captain steered the wounded ship to the bottom of an angry sea, and with his dying breath we all heard him cry, just the fortunes of a sailor. He said, never mind the ship, me boys, there's none of us here can save her. Let her go down. Swim for your lives. Swim for your children. Swim for your wives. but let her go down. Just let her go down. He wondered if his shipmates were ready just to pray and give in. So he called their names out one by one, but there was no one else around but him. He saw the ship go down in the fading light, and he knew they could have saved her. He said the captain lied when the captain cried, there's none of us here can save her. Let her go down. Swim for your lives. Swim for your children. Swim for your wives. But let her go down. Just let her go down. Let her go down. Thank you.
Cracking stuff as always, Tamsin. Over now to Wendy, followed by Hazel Richings. Wendy, I believe you are not alone.
I'm not alone. As it's the last Sharps, I thought I would do a Zoom duet. This is with the duet king of the evening, David. So...
I haven't managed to pin David yet, but...
don't worry. I can't see him either.
I don't know where he's gone. Oh, there he is.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Don't worry, Amanda. Okay. Soldier, soldier, come from the wars. Why don't you march with my true love?
Maybe give the slip, and you'd best go look for a new love. New love, true love. Best go look for a new love. The dead, they cannot rise, and you'd better dry your eyes. You'd best go look for a new love.
Oh, soldier, soldier, come from the wars. What did you see of my true love?
Well, I seed him serve the Queen in a suit of rifle green. You'd best go look for a new love.
Soldier, soldier, come from the wars. Did you see no more of my true love?
Well, I seed him coming by when the shots begun to fly. You'd best go look for a new love.
Oh, soldier, soldier, come from the wars. Did aught take harm to my true love?
Well, I couldn't see the fight, for the smoke it lay so white. And you'd best go look for a new love. New love, true love. Best go look for a new love.
Oh, the dead, they cannot rise, and I'd better dry my eyes.
And you'd best go look for a new love.
Oh, soldier, soldier, come from the wars. I'll up and tend to my new love.
Well, he's lying on the dead with a bullet through his head. And you'd best go look for a new love.
Oh, soldier, soldier, come from the wars. I'll down and die with my true love.
Well, the pit we dug'll hide him, and the 20 men beside him, and you'd best go look for a new love.
New love, true love.
Best go look for a new love.
The dead they cannot rise, and I'd better dry my eyes.
And you'd best go look for a new love.
Oh, soldier, soldier, come from the wars, did you bring no sign of my true love?
Well, I brung a lock of hair that the oilers used to wear, and you'd best go look for a new love.
Oh, soldier, soldier, come from the wars, oh, then I know it's true, I've lost my true love.
And I tell you truth again, when you've lost the feel of pain, you'd best take me for your new love.
True love, new love, best go look for a new love.
For the dead they cannot rise, and you'd better dry your eyes. So you'd best take me for your new love.
Yes, I'd best take you for my new love.
Thank you very much, both. Yeah, a great way to do a duet. So, who have we have next? We have Hazel Richings, followed by Racker Donnelly, please.
This is my second attempt at Arrowes by Linda Kelly. I tried last week and failed miserably, having just visited the location. In this place I've watched the hoarfrost wither growing buds of spring, and suck the life from solid earth and all that ever grew within. Uncommon creatures gather and wait the coming year, and the early dawn she rises, and shadows disappear, and winter she fades, and calls upon the breathless sun to warm her dying days. Soft, anxious nature treads with faltering steps upon this ancient land, and snow she melts, and fists of green punch through the soil on which we stand. This England where our home lies, our heart, our life, our constancy, our refuge from the bloody wars in foreign lands and ravaged sea. And winter she fades, and calls upon the breathless sun to warm her dying days. Soft the stone, its golden hue like sand upon a distant shore, her precious roll with honor borne, a comrade's wreath she simply wore. And somewhere near a child cries a father that she never saw, a hero's heart, a loving sigh, her hand upon his name once more. And winter she fades, and calls upon the breathless sun to warm her dying days. The letters, carved in slow, respectful silence, spell a different name, a different cause, a different lie. The sad result is all the same. The blood and bone are long away, and dust and stone all that remains. An individual tragedy, a faceless foe in which to blame. And winter, winter she fades, and calls upon the breathless sun to warm her dying days. And death and slaughter in their place are carved upon the cold-stoned walls that rise above us, like some mighty fortress guarding one and all. Her golden light shines down on us, and all has come to pass. Our bones lie in some foreign soil, our names at Alroas, and winter she fades, and calls upon the breathless sun to warm her dying days. And winter she fades, and calls upon the breathless sun to warm her dying days. Thank you.
Good to hear the whole thing this time. Okay, Racker Donnelly is next, followed by John. Sorry, that was John Pole, in case I cut myself off. So Racker, then John Pole. And Racker, we can't hear you yet. You may still need to unmute. Are you with us? Can anyone's... Oh, I don't think Racker is with us. I think he may have gone, unfortunately. So in that case, it's straight on to John Pole. Hope you're ready, John. Followed by Dave Harbord.
This is not a very cheerful song. Thank you for everything. It's been great.
You're very quiet, John. Could you maybe be a bit closer to the camera? Not the camera, the other thing, the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Only just.
Am I audible now?
That's probably okay. It's quite quiet, but it is audible.
Right. This is a song for today, really. Not about Zoom, but about what's happening in the world. I wrote it some years ago, and it's to the tune of Down in Yon Forest. In Wootton Bassett, I heard the church bell. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. And all traffic was halted, and a deep silence fell. And like every war, this war can never be won. I saw cars dark as grief is come driving past. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. They were carrying so dead soldiers home at last. And like every war, this war can never be won. Each car had one passenger safe in the back. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. A cold coffin wrapped up in a Union Jack. And like every war, this war can never be won. Silent crowds lined the high street to see the cars, to watch them go by. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. I saw one pale child wondering why Dad had to die. And like every war, this war can never be won. Blown up in Kandahar, shot in Helmand, in Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun, then flown home to be met by a military band. And like every war, this war can never be won. Heaped with bright flowers, the dark cars left the street. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. Then I saw gold soldiers follow on silent feet. Like every war, this war can never be won. They said, yes, mourn for us, but there's thousands or more. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun, being killed in their homeland by this cruel war. And like every war, this war can never be won. For every fighter for each fighter on every side, killed here today in Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. 10 innocent civilians have got in the way. Like every war, this war can never be won. Then I saw the whole high street of that village was filled. Like in Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun, with the bodies of everyone that war had killed. For like every war, this war can never be won. I smelt death in the petrol fumes, death in the air. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. I heard dead voices speak. I saw dead faces stare. And like every war, this war can never be won. In the blink of an eye, all the corpses were gone. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. The mourners moved off, and the traffic moved on. And like every war, this war can never be won. In Wootton Bassett, I heard the church bell. In Afghanistan, red poppies gleam in the sun. All traffic was halted, and a dead silence fell. And like every war, this war can never be won. In Wootton Bassett.
Timely and powerful, John. Thank you. Okay, Dave Harbord is next, followed by Deirdre and Chris.
Right, you have. There's one of the things with Zoom is you don't have any idea how loud you sound with the audience. You know, it's a bit awkward like that, I think. Anyway, this is a song, Irish song. This is, I shall try to sing it. There were three lovely lasses from Kimmage, from Kimmage, from Kimmage, from Kimmage, and if ever there was a bit of a scrimmage, sure I was the toughest of all, sure I was the toughest of all. Now the cause of the row was Joe Cashin, Joe Cashin, Joe Cashin, Joe Cashin, 'cause he told me he thought I looked smashing at a dance in the Adelaide Hall, at a dance in the Adelaide Hall. When he gets a few jars, he goes frantic, goes frantic, goes frantic, goes frantic, but he's tall and he's dark and romantic, and I love him in spite of it all, and I love him in spite of it all. Now the other two young ones were flipping, were flipping, were flipping, were flipping, where they saw me and Joe go were tripping to the strains of the Tennessee Waltz, to the strains of the Tennessee Waltz. Now he told me he thought we should marry, should marry, should marry, should marry. He said it'd be foolish to tarry, so I lent him the price of the ring. So I lent him the price of the ring. Now me dad said he'd give us a present, a present, a present, a present, a stool and a lovely stuffed pheasant, and a picture to hang on the wall, and a picture to hang on the wall. We went down to the tenancy section, the section, the section, the section. The TD just before the election said he'd give us a house near me ma, said he'd give us a house near me ma. Now we're getting the house, the man said it, he said it, he said it, he said it. Now I've 5 or 6 kids to make credit, and in the meantime we live with me ma. In the meantime we live with me ma.
Hey. Yay.
Thank you.
Good rhymes in that song, Dave. Thanks. Okay, over now to Deirdre and Chris, and after we've heard from them, let's have a diamond.
Okay. We're going to add to the death toll. This is the Ballad of Charlie David by Sheldon Curry of Glace Bay in Cape Breton, about miners.
My brother was a miner, his name was Charlie Dave. He spent his young life laughing and digging out his grave. Oh, Charlie David, he was big, and Charlie Dave was strong, and Charlie Dave was 2 feet wide, and almost 6 feet long. When Charlie David was 16, he learned to chew and spit. He went one day with Grandpa to work in the pit. Oh, Charlie David, he was big, and Charlie Dave was strong, and Charlie Dave was 2 feet wide, and almost 6 feet long. When Charlie David was 16, he met his Maggie June. On day shift weeks they met at 8. On back shift weeks at noon. Oh, Charlie David, he was big, and Charlie Dave was strong, and Charlie Dave was 2 feet wide, and almost 6 feet long. When Charlie David was 16, he said to June, "Let's wed." Maggie June was so surprised, she fell right out of bed. Oh, Charlie David, he was big, and Charlie Dave was strong, and Charlie Dave was 2 feet wide, and almost 6 feet long. When Charlie David was 16, June had a little boy. Maggie June was not surprised, and Charlie jumped for joy. Oh, Charlie David, he was big, and Charlie Dave was strong, and Charlie Dave was 2 feet wide, and almost 6 feet long. When Charlie David was 16, the roof fell on his head. His laughing mouth was filled with clay. Now Charlie David is dead. Oh, Charlie David, he was big, and Charlie Dave was strong, and Charlie Dave was 2 feet wide, and almost 6 feet long. My brother was a miner, his name was Charlie Dave. He spent his young life laughing and digging out his grave.
To hear you sing together. Thank you for that. Okay, David Diamond next, followed by Paul Carter.
Here I am. I wrote something since the interval actually, but I'll put it in the chat. Here's my song. Here's my song. Won't take long. When it's finished, I'll be gone. I'm overdue to travel on. Just stop to say goodbye. Goodbye, my friend, my own dear friend. I'll call you that until the end. Don't say we'll write, that's all pretend. Just stop to say goodbye. Goodbye, my dear, my only dear. I'll love you far as I loved you near. But still I have to leave you here. Just stop to say goodbye. Bring down the curtain on the show. Goodbye to all the friends I know. I'm going now. It's time to go. Just stop to say goodbye. If we meet again, then I'll be glad. And if we don't, please don't be sad. Just think all the times we had. Now I said goodbye.
Nice one, David. Thank you. Over now to Pal, followed by Simon Prager.
Right, here's a parting song. It's a bit miserable, but I don't mean it that way. The fire is out, the sun is down, the parting glass is dry and down, and I must go and leave this town before the rising of the sun. Then far's the road and many's the mile before I rest my soul again with girls that weep and girls that smile and all the thoughts and joys of men. For some there are that cannot stay, but wander till their journey's end. Can take a lass to be their bride, nor take a man to be their friend. And when I'm done my wandering, I'll sit beside the road and weep for all the songs I didn't sing and the promises I didn't keep. And when I'm done my wandering, I'll sit beside the road and weep for all the songs I didn't sing and the promises I did not keep.
Lovely, Pal.
Just wonderful, Pal. Talk about songs that don't get sung. I am so sorry to those who are not going to get on tonight. There are so many people on the list, it's impossible to get you all on. The Sharps Tombola has been spun, and please just enjoy it, whether you get to sing now or not. Anyway, it is over now to Simon Prager, followed by Bev Praver.
Frege to Praver. This is a Billy Bennett song, and I know that I did this at the first ever Sharps. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I did this at the first ever Sharps. I don't know if I can still remember it, but I'll try. I may have done it more recently, but I really can't remember. I'll give you his introduction because it's worth it. This song was written by one of the greatest poets that ever lived, and shortly after I'd completed it, I was performing it in Dublin, and a member of the audience was so moved by the pathos that he tried to shoot himself, and the bullet went right past my ear. I'm cherishing a secret in my bosom about this dreadful stage life that I lead. I've heard it said that pros are decent people, but according to the papers that I read, both actresses and actors are dead wrong uns, whether from the palace or the hippodrome. The folks I meet outside know I'm an actor, but I never breathe a word of it at home. So me mother doesn't know I'm on the stage. It would break her poor dear heart if she found out. She knows I'm a deserter from the Scottish Fusiliers. She knows I stole a blind man's can, that got me 7 years. She knows I've been connected with a gang of West End pests, and the police have had me twice inside the cage. She knows I mix with ladies that have got a shady past, but me mother doesn't know I'm on the stage. Sometimes she sees the powder on me clothing, and then it's such a nuisance to explain. If she thought it was powder, she'd go crazy. So of course I have to tell her it's cocaine. Tonight she saw me out with Gladys Cooper. She started screaming murder and police, and would have caused a dreadful scene in public. So I told her that the girl was Crippin's niece. Now me mother doesn't know I'm on the stage, and when I draw £600 a week, if she knew where I'd got it, she'd shoot me like a dog. So I say I stole the money box from an Irish synagogue. You can think that I'm a murderer before she knows the truth. I have to have respect for her old age. She knows that I'm a bigamist, a blackguard and a crook, but my mother doesn't know I'm on the stage. Hang on.
Yay.
Great to hear that again, Simon. Okay. So yes, from Prager to Praver. So Bev, you're up next, followed by Sheila Miller.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow your lead, Amanda, and sing the first thing that I sang here at Sharps Online. Not the first one I ever sang at Sharps in person. And I wrote this a year ago, and here we are. It's called Next Year. Next year, we're dreaming and waiting for next year. We're longing to hug all our friends, old and new, but we'll have to wait until next year. Next year we'll all be singing in one room, not a mask among us, no longer on Zoom. Next year our ears will finally hear the sweetest sound of voices in harmony, singing round and round. Next year, we're dreaming and waiting for next year. We're longing to hug all our friends, old and new, but we'll have to wait until next year. Next year we'll all be smiling so bright. Such amazing music we'll make through the night. Next year we'll be together, we'll dance and we'll sing. Our songs will raise the rafters and cheers of joy they'll bring. Next year, we're dreaming and waiting for next year. We're longing to hug all our friends, old and new, but we'll have to wait until next year. Next year we will travel with no fear. We'll gather together with those we hold dear. Maybe things will change and we won't have wait. A cure may come sooner and we can set a date. Next year, we're dreaming and waiting for next year. We're longing to hug all our friends old and new, but we'll have to wait until next year. And here we are, it's next year. and I'm getting on that plane on the 12th, and I will arrive in England. I may have to wear a mask, but I'll be there.
Right. Excellent.
Great stuff, Bev. Last year we thought you were singing about this year, but this year we think you're singing about next year, so I don't know. Anyway, over to Sheila, followed by Declan Coyne, please.
I had no thought of singing. I didn't think I was going to get on to sing, to tell you the truth, because anyway, I had no thought of singing this at the beginning of the evening, but it's come into my head for reasons that will be obvious. It's about friendship. This is one of various songs that Amanda and I share. Where's that odd noise coming from?
Just me singing.
Can everyone hear?
I don't hear any odd noise. I don't hear any odd
Oh
noise.
right. Oh, how odd. Maybe it's at my end then. I wonder why. Oh, it's gone. Right. Sorry. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days o' lang syne? For auld lang syne, my Jo, for auld lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for auld lang syne. We twa hae rin aboot the braes and put the guns fine, but we've wandered mony a weary foot sin auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my Jo, for auld lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for auld lang syne. We twa hae paddled in the burn from morning light till dine, but seas between us braid hae rolled sin auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my Jo, for auld lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for auld lang syne. And maybe you'll be your pint stoop, and maybe I'll be mine, and we'll tak a recht good welly wacht, for auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my Jo, for auld lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for auld lang syne. So here's a hand, my trusty fier, and gie's a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my Jo, for auld lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for auld lang syne. Sorry, that was still a bit low and croaky.
It was a bit.
It was.
Lovely.
Thank you, Sheila. And our next singer is going to be Declan Coyne, followed by Tom Reid.
Okay. Can I just add my voice to all the good wishes and thanks to Amanda and the team. Thanks for having me, and best of luck with your live sessions. I sang this song very early on at the start of the sessions, and I think it might be appropriate tonight. It's the Last Minstrel Show, Bob Courtman song. Posters peeling underneath last summer's morning glory vine. Old white hat, a stump of cigar, and an empty bottle of wine. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. Banjo's got a broken string. Don't expect I'll get to fix it now. Don't get no more chance to sing. I'm rusty anyhow. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't wanna wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. Daddy Bones is dead, I guess. You probably don't know or care. Frank and Archie's gone away somewhere I don't know where. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. The money and the crowds ran out before we reached our last town. This show done played its last run and brung the curtain down. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. Don't know where we go from here. Come to that, I just don't care. Maybe we'll go to a better place and the minstrel show will be there. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. There you go.
Well sung, Declan.
Great to hear that one again, Declan. Thank you. Okay, Tom Reid is next, followed by Gemma Kawaja.
I'd like to add my thanks to Amanda, Livy and David for a wonderful job for the last, feels like about 20 years. But I have to say, you got me through some hard times. Well, this is just called Sharps, appropriately. There's a place that I go to, of fame and renown. It lies on the outskirts of old Camden town, where old friends all gather when day's work is done, and we raise up our voices together in song. We sing Turalai, Uralai, Uralai, Turalai, Uralai, Uralai. We sing songs of the old days and songs of our time in glorious chorus, together we rhyme. We sing songs of rebellion, hard times and romance, in the home of the music, the home of the dance. It goes Turalai, Uralai, Uralai, Turalai, Uralai, Uralai. Be it springtime or summer, or long winter nights, you'll find us here singing with all of our might. We've got guitars and banjos and sweet violins, and we raise up the rafters when we all sing. We sing Turalai, Uralai, Uralai, Turalai, Uralai, Uralai. So why don't you come join us? Just bring your own song. Though you may be a stranger, you won't be for long. It's a food for all sorrow, it's food for the soul. When we all sing together, the young and the old, it goes Turalai, Uralai, Uralai, Turalai, Uralai, Uralai. It goes Turalai,
Sharps, thank you.
Bravo. Just wonderful, Tom. Thank you for that. Yeah. Okay, Gemma, you are next. Oh, I think we have room for a few more than I thought. So it's Gemma next, followed by Wendy Grossman.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. Right. I shall sing. I had no idea I was going to sing this, but it just feels appropriate. Standing on the dockside wall, sailing on the evening tide, waiting for the skipper's call. Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over, and Sally's watching as I go, sailing on the evening tide. Tear-filled eyes, two kids in tow. Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over. But what of her when I'm Iceland bound, sailing on the evening tide? Will she be true or get around? Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over. I can't recall when she was mine, sailing on the evening tide. More than 3 days at a time. Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over. I'll think of her when the nets go out, sailing on the evening tide. My heart is sure, but me head's in doubt. Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over. For when you're trapped out on the northern sea, sailing on the evening tide, it's 1,000 miles of uncertainty. Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over. Better men than I have lost their all, sailing on the ashore is over. Time ashore, bright hours ashore. Time ashore is over.
Lovely.
Awesome. Good to see you.
To hear that again.
Gemma, I thought it was appropriate to cross the Atlantic for our next singer, Wendy Grossman, and as we have been an international coalition of singers. So Wendy is next, and then I hope you indulge me if I put myself on again to finish the evening and to finish Sharps in Isolation. So Wendy, over to you.
Do you want to pick someone else since I live in London?
Oh, you're kidding!
I just have the accent.
I think we've run out of people who don't live on this side.
You've got Ed Trickett sitting there.
Well, Ed, do you want to give us a song?
Hey, if Wendy's got the accent, I think she could still do
I
the
think,
song.
Wendy, it's going to have to be you. Go for it, Wendy.
I learned this from the singing of Caroline Payton, who had it from Hallie Wood, and I really wanted to continue the theme that John Roberts started of killing some people off because, you know, it's a folk club. Word is to the kitchen, word has come to me that Mary Hamilton's killed her babe and drowned him in the sea. Down came the old queen with tassels round her head, said, Mary Hamilton, where's the babe? Lay sleeping on your bed. Mary, put on your robes of black, or yet your robes of brown, and come and go with me this day to view fair Edinburgh town. Well, she neither put on her robes of black, nor yet her robes of brown, but she's put on her snow white robes to shine through Edinburgh town. As she passed by the cannon gate passed she. The ladies looked over their casement windows, and they wept for this lady. As she walked up the Parliament stairs, a loud, loud laugh laughed she. And as she walked down the Parliament stairs, she was condemned to die. Go bring to me the red, red wine, the reddest ever could be, and I'll drink a health to those jolly bold sailors that brought me over the sea, for they'll tie a napkin round my head, never more let me see. They'll never let on to my father and mother
I was hung far over the sea. Last night I dressed the old queen, put the gold all in her hair, and all I get for my reward is the gallows to be my share. Last night there were 4 Marys, tonight there'll be but 3. There was Mary Beaton and Mary Seaton and Mary Carmichael and me. Mary Hamilton.
Good version. Yeah.
Great to have a ballad at this stage in the evening and improve the death count considerably. So thank you, Wendy, and I hope you will come to Sharps. So this is it, folks. We've gone a bit past 11 as it is, which I hadn't realised. But I just, what a fabulous year and a half it's been, despite everything. These Tuesday evenings for me have just been wonderful, and to meet you all and to have this kind of international community has just been wonderful. Thank you all for the lovely messages in the chat. I have
very much, Amanda.
Thank you, and thank you all before I sing to Livy for being there so many weeks on muting and life support as far as when difficulties arise, and to David and for doing the indexing, and to everybody who did the indexing in the early stages, and to all the other muters and to all the singers and absolutely everybody who's been here and made this wonderful community. So next week in Camden, and before that, this song, which I've just put the words in the chat, and I'll just do it again because I think there's been quite a few messages. Since it's a Scots song, and if you may have heard me sing it before, if not, then well, make of it what you will. Hopefully the words will help you translate it. And here we go. Here in the Ingle blazing, was sae happy and sae free, though the northern wind blows freezy, friendship warms baith you and me. Happy we've been all together, canty we've been yin and all. Time shall see us all mair blither, ere we rise to gang awa. See the miser out his treasure, gloating wi' a greedy, wha can fill his ears wi' pleasure, as a rune has here we see. Happy we've been all together, canty we've been yin and all. Time shall see us all mair blither, ere we rise to gang awa. Can the peer in silk and ermine caw his conscience off his ain? His clays are edged and spun wi' vermin, though he sits upon the throne. Happy we've been all together, canty we've been yin and all. Time shall see us all mair blither, ere we rise to gang awa. Thus then let us all be tassin', though o'er the stoop so generous fame, and while round the borders passing, raise a song in friendship's name. Happy we've been all together, canty we've been yin and all. Time shall see us all mair blither, ere we rise to gang awa. Friendship makes us all mair happy, friendship gives us all delight, friendship consecrates the drappy, friendship brought us here the night. Happy we've been all together, canty we've been yin and all. Time shall see us all mair blither, ere we rise to gang awa.
Yay.
Amanda.